Welcome back, friends, to another tune-up. This I'm working on today is a Raleigh Detour 2. The customer hasn't ridden it in quite a while, so they just wanted to get it up and running and get it back on the road. I can already tell that it needs a new cable. I'm not sure what other cables it needs at this point. I have all the rest of them literally have end caps on them, so I don't think that's needed. But yeah, it just needs to be cleaned up. The tubes might need replacing. I'm not sure yet. We'll find out here soon enough. But yeah, overall, just a good cleanup and tune-up and get it back on the road. So either grab you a beer or a coffee and come hang out with me while working this bike. Off camera, I'd already re-greased the seat post, so we're good there. At this point, I just gotta take off the tires and check them out. Clean up my shop here on the floor. All right, oop, sorry. Unhook the V-brakes and get this wheel off of here. One. Go. All right, let's move on to cleaning up these wheels, getting the freewheel off the wheels, and check out the air pressure. All right, first wheel up. Let's get this skewer off of here. It's got both springs on it, so that's good. I'm going to take this one down to the floor, get more leverage. Okay. Whew. That was a tight one. All right, should I clean that off a bit? Get this dork disc off. And now I'm going to check the tires, the tubes, and see how they are. All right, let's check this pressure out. Typically these are about 50 psi in a range of like, I don't know, 35 to 65 for what I've seen, but I'll double check it just to make sure. This is a, yep, 50 to 75. So I'll at least go to 50. And we're gonna see if it has any puncture in the tube real quick. I don't hear anything. These might be fine. Just get to 50. 50 feels pretty good. All right. That one's good. Just needs to be cleaned up. Let's check out this one. One out. Sounds good. All right, cool. No tubes needed. Right on. Okay. And now I'm going to true these wheels and see where we are. Nice. I get to true another wheel on my new truing station. Well, this wheel is actually pretty good. You may not be able to tell, but it looks nice. So let's go ahead and get this thing lined up here. See where we are. Oh, and off camera, I used here. Oh, this is what I was talking about in a previous episode. This is a wheel truing stand. I mean, it's just a piece of metal, but it's a 90-degree angle. So that way you can actually lay it on top of the uprights. You swing it forward, and then right here hits exactly center. And you just adjust these arms to where it hits just perfect. I've already done that though. So let's get this going here. That wheel's still spinning. That's good. All right. Wow, I think it's still spinning. That's pretty dang good. But I can tell, I don't know if it looks like, there we go. Okay, that's what it was. I just didn't have it sitting right. Okay. Now I hear it scrubbing. I'm still kind of getting used to this truing station. All right, where is it at that I'm hitting? Okay. Being that these are going through V-brakes, I want the wheel to try to be as true as possible, because when you're squeezing on a V-brake, if you calibrate the lever to be just right, you should be squeezing about half, maybe like a ½ inch left on between the bar and the lever. Like when you squeeze in, there should be about that much in between. And when you have that, that means the pads are going to be very close to the rim. And if they're very close to the rim, you don't want to have much wobbling at all. If you're using a caliper with like a rotor, disc brake basically, then you still want them to, obviously you want to be true, but you don't have to get it like dead on, because it's not going to be as much as possible, if that even makes sense. Because on disc brakes, if the wheel is slightly untrue, the caliper is not going to be slightly untrue. They spin differently, so you would have to have another video to see that. But yeah, the rotor, when it's spinning, if it's bent at all, it has nothing to do with the wheel itself. If that's bent at all, the wheel itself could be wobbly, but the rotor could be dead on, and you won't even have issues with braking, because it could be dead center, but the wheel not. So they don't work together, in other words, in terms of how true they both are. So the brake's not going to matter if the wheel isn't on a caliper brake or disc brake, but on a rim brake and a cantilever brake, those do matter, because they're going against the wheel rim. And if those are off by a little bit, then you might have some scrubbing, and your brake power may not be good. And I've even had at times where if it was a little off and you just barely squeezed on, sometimes it would grab more because the wheel turned out a little bit and the pads grabbed on too quickly, too soon. So just a little information there for you mechanics. If you're a beginner mechanic, obviously not for seasoned mechanic. Okay, what do we got here? I'm honestly very happy with this, because I just loosened it a little bit more to get clamp more in, and it's pretty dang good. So I'm happy with that. So for this one, I'm gonna call it good. Let's check out the other wheel. I think I got that one right. Good. Cool. Let's get this in. These wheels need to be cleaned up too, pretty bad. All right. Not bad. Okay, you can hear it. There we go. I've got this. I've got the arms so close to the wheel, to the rim, because the wheel's already pretty true, but it's sometimes hard to tell which side is which that's scrubbing. Well, that's a one way to figure out. I was holding on to both just lightly, and I can feel the side that's vibrating, that's touching, so that tells me which side is actually hitting. Good tip. Alright, so at this point, being how close the arms are, I'm mainly listening for really hard rubs, not the light ones. Alright, that one's good. I'm calling it. I'm pretty happy with that. We'll know more also once we get it onto the tire, or excuse me, the frame, so we can see how things are going. But at this point, I'm going to clean these wheels and then clean the freewheel and get all this ready. It's already been trued, as you saw. Once I get all this cleaned up, I'll put it back on the bike, clean the bike up, and then we'll go from there. So let's go clean these wheels. All right, I'm back with some clean wheels. Oh, get a towel. I usually take them outside in the back and get some squats in while I'm cleaning these rims. I get the rims, the hub outside and the hub inside nice and clean. Use a little bit of a Dawn power wash. Does a good job. Actually, based off of research and whatnot, I have, so it's throwing me off. I want to look at myself and then look at the lens. But based on research of, because I like to make my own stuff and just tinker with stuff, I was trying to find a way to reproduce the Dawn power wash and make my own version so that I don't have to keep spending money on it, because, you know, it gets expensive. And Dawn, you can get like a huge liter of it for not much money, maybe $5. Whereas those little things are that much, and then you're buying a whole big case of them, so that gets expensive. But anyway. All right, and then also the freewheel. I cleaned it as well, so it's nice and clean. I don't know, hopefully you can see the shininess. I've somewhat restored it, but there was a bit of rust on it. It's not terrible. The back side you can see more of the rust. Maybe you can see it, but yeah, it's in there a little bit. It's not terrible, but it's certainly there. But now I got to reinstall this freewheel so that I can, once I clean the frame, I'm going to put the rear wheel back on it so I can clean the chain off. So let's go ahead and put the freewheel back on. I'm going to put a little bit of grease on here. Always want to, if you can, put grease on your threads. It helps later on, the next time you do a tune-up, so that it can just come right off. It's always good to grease your threads up. Of course, I know I've said this in the past, if you grease something and then wait well over a year and try to remove it, the grease can sometimes make it even harder to get off, because the grease basically spent its life and now it's dry and hard and doesn't want to leave. Okay, it's on there. Beautiful. All right, I'm going to keep this to the side while I go wash this bike frame. All right, let's keep on trucking. So, tires clean, frame clean. Let's dry off the frame real quick. Get her nice and clean. All bikes ride better when they're clean. This isn't a bad bike for a Raleigh. It's almost seems like the geometry of a hybrid than a road bike. It's definitely not a mountain bike. This is more a road bike, but I'd still call it a little bit of a hybrid. Old school hybrid. May have been before it was even called hybrids. Who knows? All right. Make out the compressor and dry off the components to get all the water out of those. Beautiful. All right, let's get to this cable. Get this cable replaced. As a gnarly looking frayed cable. Got frayed bits here. I don't get inside of the cable housing. There we go. Ooh. All right. And what do we got here? This is a double. Oh man, usually on doubles like this, you have to take the faceplate off in order to get the cable out. So let's get on that. Find my screwdriver that works with these. Try a slightly larger one then. Tell you, road biking is not really my thing. I'm doing it with my wife and trying to enjoy it, but it's not really my thing. I'm more into mountain biking. How many of y'all are into mountain biking? Oh, come on. Is it coming out? Oh, come on. Oh, gosh. It's just stuck in there. I like my little, this thing is so small. Yeah, a little screwdriver. It came with a package of mine when I was buying something. Never thought I'd use it, and now look at me now. I'm enjoying it. I think I got it. Maybe? I think. Yes, it worked. Lubrication worked. All right. So, where's that cable? There it is. Come on, get out of there. Oh, I'm sorry. Come on. Ah, fuck. This is ridiculous. Never had an issue getting a shifting cable out. I tried one with a sort of a hook to it. There we go. Finally. That was ridiculous. What the heck? It just did not want to come out. I mean, I guess in a sense that is a good thing because it won't have to worry about that head coming out. But geez, yeah, that was dumb. Don't make it that difficult. But yeah, I might get some controversy on this subject, but you know, whatever. But for those of you who like mountain biking, do you like e-bikes that are flying by you? Does that bug you? Does it irritate you? Because it irritates me. I don't enjoy it. When I'm doing mountain biking, I'm there for the struggle. I want to struggle uphill so I can have fun going downhill. but e-bikes, whenever I see them going up, it just never seems like they're struggling. But hey, I know they're having fun, I know they're enjoying it, but let us struggling people enjoy it too. I mean, I've seen them flying through the trails, just going crazy. I don't know, like I said, it might be a controversial topic because I've actually posted it on Reddit before, that same question, but at the time when I posted it, it was I posted it in more of a grievance about, because I had come across an e-biker on the trail, and it just bugged me that they were just flying through, and they really didn't give me much regard for being on the trail in the first place. Like, they were expecting me to move and get out of the way. Which, you know what? If you're on the struggle bus with me and you're got a normal mountain bike, then I'll happily let you move by. But when you got an e-bike and you've got that sucker wide open, come on now. It's ridiculous. Try to enjoy the trail like the rest of us. Actually, I went to Cayuga in North Carolina. Really cool place. But there we go. I don't know where I was going with that Cayuga. I've been there before, but there was a reason why I was bringing it up about the e-bikes, because they do allow e-bikes there, which is cool. That's fine. Just don't open them wide open. And fairly recently, actually, I was working on a guy's bike. His is an e-bike, and he was using on the trails, on the mountain bike trails. But and he even told me himself that he was just having so much fun on it, just wide open. And in my mind, I'm thinking, yeah, I guess that would be kind of fun, going crazy on it. But unfortunately for him, he completely trashed his fork. It was a RST Renegade fork that went on it. And yeah, he was like, why is it every time I pull up, it just makes a noise, a knocking noise? And in my mind, I'm like, I don't usually hear that, unless it's like maybe a cheap fork or something, the really cheap coil. So I opened it up to check it out, and sure enough, that coil is just destroyed, and all the parts were just falling apart. So obviously he was really riding it hard and just hitting everything. And he said he was full speed on it, just flying through like 20 miles an hour. That's fast. On a trail, that's ridiculous. But to each their own, I guess. But like I said, don't ruin it for the rest of us who want to enjoy our time out there. It's one thing, I guess, to use an e-bike and use the assist of the e-bike to help you up a hill when you're just giving out. But I mean, what's the need to just put it on full blast, especially when you're not tired or anything, you're just going crazy. Oh, that's where I was going at with the Cayuga thing. I actually came across a couple that was using e-bikes, and we're all on the struggle bus trying to ride, and they came by asking if there were any trails longer. And the trail that we were on was pretty long to begin with, but it was mainly just a downhill fun climb, or excuse me, fun downhill thing. And we're like, in my mind, I'm thinking, why don't you just turn off the assist and ride it like the rest of us? But I wasn't going to go down that road. Didn't want to piss anybody off. But I just, that question kind of rubbed me the wrong way. All right, let's see if we can get this thing going. There we go. Make sure you can see it. One, two. There. Gotta make sure I can go both ways. I don't like how long it's taken to drop. Alright, so I got a new hanger for this build, for the repair. I kept trying to align, I really tried for like a long time to align this hanger, and it just wasn't working. So I went ahead and I caved and got another hanger. So right now I'm going to go ahead and install this and see if we can get this shifting working once and for all. And I got a few other things too. I was noticing that the right shifter, when it gets to the largest cog, it's really tight on the cable. So I got a new shifter for it as well. I'm going to hold off first, see what this hanger does once I put the new hanger on, and kind of incrementally go from there. I even took off the freewheel that had the last largest cog that was really much bigger. I mean, the customer doesn't really need that for going on flat roads, but it did come with the bike. So I'm gonna, like I said, incremental and see how this goes. For now, let's go ahead and get this, detach this new derailleur from the hanger. Let's put this new hanger on. It drives me nuts that I couldn't get this hanger to align properly, but it must just be, yeah, I can even see it. It's definitely a little crooked. Okay, let's get this on. All right, okay, here goes nothing. Hope I don't cry. Still doing the same thing as it was before. I'm starting to think it's the shifter, like partially the shifter. All right, I'm going to try and, I am going to replace this shifter and see if I can't get it going right. If it was the shifter issue, then I'm going to replace both of them because I got a set for it anyway. I'm going to do that off camera real quick just so we can see if the shifter starts to work. Be right back. All right, I changed the shifter out. Here's a new one. Got a little bit of a dial here, slightly different than the one before. And we're going to see how this thing goes. Ooh, wow. Shifted quick on that one. Seriously? That's beautiful. Oh my gosh. Did I speak too soon? All right. Exactly what it was. Oh, that's so much better. Ah. Yay. All right, at this point, I'm going to take off the, oh, quit. That's strange. Anyway, at this point, I'm going to take off the freewheel, put on the old one, and see how it does from here. My assumption is that all is going to be well the way it should be. And it sounds like between the hanger and the shifter will be good. Oh boy. So let's go ahead and replace this real quick and I'll be right back. All right, I'm back for an update. So this has the new freewheel on it. Let's see how things go now. New freewheel with the larger cog for the largest cog and the shifter that was new. See how we go. I mean, already improved. No jumping around. Beautiful. I'm happy. All right. Good, good, good. Makes me happy. I can finally finish this freaking bike. All right. So I'm going to put the other shifter on as well because I want to make sure both of them are good and they're the same stuff. But yeah, we're in a good place now. Let's finish this. Who knew that it would have been the shifter all along? I mean, outside of the hanger. But yeah, a combination between the hanger and the shifter. But yeah, that was it. I guess the indexing was off on that shifter because it had been so old. Even with all the cleaning I did and all that, it just wasn't performing the way it should. And I'm wondering also if maybe the shifter was never the right shifter to begin with. I don't know. Anyway, we got the right one now. And that was shifting beautifully like butter. All right, now let's got the shift on. Now let's get the brake on. All right, good grief. All right, we're in a good place now. Everything is functioning as it should. I'm so happy with the turnout of the shifter, so we're good there. The brakes are good. Chain's lubed now. I just lubed it up. Yeah, we're good. So thanks for joining me on this this journey, another journey. Seems like every video I do is more of a journey these days. Because every bike is different when it comes to me. They all have their own issues, even though the customer says, shifting's not working, my brake isn't working, my tire, my tube, whatever it may be. When I receive that bike, there always winds up being other stuff, or it was worn in a different fashion than the other person. So I have to tinker with it and figure out where the thing is, how to fix it, blah, blah, blah. And shifting, in my opinion, can be the toughest thing to fix. There's just so many different variables to make it difficult to troubleshoot. From your hanger, from your derailleur, from your shifter, and the entire drivetrain. Everything has to be working cohesively for it to do right. Not just be compatible with each other. Shimano has its own compatibility, SRAM has its own compatibility, etc. But not just that, but also your housing needs to be clean. Even when you put lubrication in it, sometimes there's crap in it. Maybe dirt, maybe a wire got left in there from when they pulled the frayed cable out. Number of things. That's got to be good. Your derailleur has to be in good shape, not worn out. Your hanger needs to be perfectly straight so that when you're shifting, everything hits the correct cog as it's supposed to. Your cable tension. I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot of things to have to weed out. And sometimes, like this one, who knew, in my opinion, who knew it was the shifter was the issue, or the main issue, the main culprit. You had the hanger, which was definitely bent, but even with that being good, it still wasn't good because the shifter wasn't good. The indexing in it was improper. So, yeah. All in all to say, being a bike mechanic is sometimes hard, but I love it. Anyway, thank you for joining me on this next adventure. And if you like my content, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.